Hello, welcome. I'm Miss LT, and welcome to my Comfort Angel. Before we get started, I wanted to remind you, please like and subscribe. I'm curious to know if these videos are helping, if they're somewhat useful based on your own personal grief journey. So I wanted to ask this question. For those that are returning back to work, if applicable, of course, what was that like? Did you have any anxiety about returning back to work? Was it a thing where you're like, you know what, I'm not quite ready yet? Okay. Was it where once you got back to work, were you greeted by coworkers that wanted to know, hey, you've been out for quite some time. Did you have surgery? What happened? What was that like? I know for me, in my own personal journey, I lost my son 3 years ago. And I was out, I want to say about 2 months. And returning back to work, for me, it was a mixture of emotions. I wanted to go back because I could no longer stay at home because I would drive myself nuts, crying, just a mess. And I wanted a different atmosphere. I wanted to get back into keeping myself busy. But then once I got there, it was like, okay, I'm not sure, because I would cry. I would keep my son's picture in my desk, in my office. So for me, it was a different emotions. Like 1 minute I was on top of the world because I wanted to see my coworkers again. But then it plateaued like, I just want to get out of here. So I wanted to ask out of curiosity for those that are returning back to work, what was it like for you? Now, you could be the type of person that instead of returning to work, you could be an independent consultant. You could have your own business, work from home. What is that like, right? Not working is one thing, but now you're trying to ease back in. The one thing that I can say that I hope is useful, ease yourself back in. See, being out, that's one thing. But returning back, now you have to play this mental game, right? You have to focus. Okay, it's work. We can't make any rash decisions. Obviously, don't sign anything when your brain is still clouded. But at the same time, that's your job, right? You have to work. So I think for my own personal journey, I would have to say that returning back to work, it was kind of a mixture for me. What was it like for you? One thing I wanted to just kind of throw out there that I'm hoping helps is called the SOS. S meaning set boundaries. O is occupy a quiet space. And the other S is for self-care. So what do you mean, Miss LT? Well, first is when I say set boundaries, some people are curious. Well, why were you out, right? If I don't feel comfortable talking about it, I'm setting that boundary. But if I do feel comfortable talking about it, that's okay too. Occupy a safe space. There could be a time where you just feel overwhelmed and that grief hits, okay? Occupy a safe space that you could go to just to regroup, reassess, and just, okay, it's going to be okay, Miss LT. I can get through the rest of this day. So whether it's leaving your desk, going for, that restroom break, or if you're working remotely, step away, okay, just to reassess. And also that last S, self-care. I can't stress enough how equally important that is. Because remember, when you're returning to work, is like you have to pace yourself. We're easing back into it, right? So self-care, we all know by lunchtime, that's when that high starts to come down because it's almost the end of the day, the work day. But then once that end of the work day hits and we're home now, we're exhausted, okay? Self-care. I'm hoping that this helps just a little bit based, again, on your own personal grief journey. And join me next time. But don't forget, again, like and subscribe. And thank you for joining My Comfort Angel. Bye now.